So this one's a little bit different. That's the whole point, I guess. Find the area bounded by these functions. So first thing to do, graph it, because I want to know which one's bigger and smaller. So I will graph these. First of all, that one I'll do in green. Maybe I'll do in red to keep it consistent like the other video. Alright, so negative sine of x. Well, I know sine looks like that. That'll be for that one. But negative sign is just flipped over. So it's like that. Something like that, at least. And then this is, what, 2 pi. This is pi over, no, just pi. And then it goes backwards like this. And so forth. So that's, there you go. There you go. And then this one in green, that would be just like that. They're supposed to be symmetric, but, you know, whatever. I didn't graph it that well. Oh, look at that. It switches from bigger to smaller. Oh, I'm doing this from negative pi over 2. Well, I know that here is negative pi, so negative pi over 2, that'll be just right in the middle there. So that'll be negative pi over 2. And then I'm going all the way to, well, this is pi, so 3 pi over 4 is somewhere in here. So 3 pi over 4. Look at this. Because remember, the area between two curves is the integral of the bigger one minus the smaller one. But this changes. It changes from negative pi over 2 to 3 pi over 4. First, the red one's bigger, but then the green one's bigger. So, what the heck? What do I do? What do I do? Well, actually, I just split it up into 2 different integrals. I can do this, I can get this area easily. That area is represented by the red minus the green. So I'll do the integral from negative pi over 2 to 0 of negative sine x. I'll do that in red actually, because that's the bigger function, minus the smaller function, which is green. So that's just sine, minus sine of x. Notice they don't cancel out because they're both negative, so it's negative 2 sine x. Like negative 2 sine, never mind. So that's that. And I'm going to add the other area. I'm going to add this area. Well, that area is just represented by the integral from 0 to 3 pi over 4. And the bigger function is the green one. So we have sine x minus the red one, right? Minus negative sine. So that also adds up. There we go. dx. I meant to do that in black, but whatever. And now I can just do these integrals and add them up. Sweet. So yeah, I'll just combine stuff. Negative pi over 2, simplifying a little bit. That would be negative 2 sine x dx. The antiderivative of sine would be cosine. No, negative cosine, right? Because the derivative of cosine is negative sine. So, oh, and then negative changes. So that'll be 2 cosine x evaluated from negative pi over 2 to 0. Is that right? Derivative of cosine is negative sine. So I get the negative, there's the 2 out in front. Okay. And so I get cosine of 0, which is 1, times 2, minus 2 times cosine of negative pi over 2. This is just trig that you got to know. Cosine of 0, we just said that was 1, so 2 times 1, it's 2, minus cosine of pi over 2, or negative pi over 2, is 0, so minus 0, and then I do this other integral. And I just have this. Right? That just gives me the same antiderivative. Oh, almost the same antiderivative. Now it's negative 2 cosine of x. And I'm evaluating from 0 to pi over 4. Negative 2 cosine pi over 4 minus negative 2 cosine of 0. Pi over 4, and cosine was that root 2 over 2, so it's negative 2 times root 2 over 2, plus, right, changes to addition, 2 times 1, right, cosine of 0 is 1, yes. So that goes away, negative root 2 plus 2, plus another 2. So I think I get 4 minus the square root of 2. Did I mess up again? Why did I do that? It's supposed to be 3 pi over 4. Why did I do that? I don't know. That makes it a positive 2. So there. Right? 3 pi over 4 on the unit circle. Let's just take a look. 3 pi over 4. Well, 1 pi over 4 is here. 2 pi over 4 is here. 3 pi over 4 is here. So yeah, it's just makes it this into a negative. It's because it's negative root 2 over 2. But this is also a negative, so it changes it to positive. Sorry about that. So this is actually positive root 2, right? 4 plus root 2, which is 5.414. Cool. That's it. Goodbye.